What's up, everyone? And I just wanted to make a video on my belief or my opinions on All Lives Matter. So let's get a little history on this. So back in 2013, the Black Lives Matter movement started with the use of the hashtag Black Lives Matter on social media after the acquittal of George Zimmerman. I googled that up. So George Zimmerman had shot and killed an American teen named Trayvon Martin back in February of 2012. Now, when I look up All Lives Matter, all it says is it's a slogan that has come to be and associated with criticism of Black Lives Matter. Now, let me tell you why I'm not a big fan of All Lives Matter and Blue Lives Matter. The reason why I'm not for All Lives Matter and Blue Lives Matter is because, okay, let's start off with me saying, is MAPS Lives Matter? And if you don't know what a MAP is, it's called minor attracted person, something like that. So basically, they like children, like. Does animal abusers, do their lives matter? How about spousal abusers? Like, if they go to jail, do they matter? For the most part, really, really bad people, if they go to jail, do they matter? I mean, let's face it. Let's bring all the people out from jail because their lives matter too. The All Lives Matter slogan was made right after Black Lives Matter movement happened. So basically, All Lives Matter was made from a person that felt like they were not included. And if you're going to say, hey, I don't mean bad people, just look up the definition of all. Now, let me tell you something. I understand that there were white slaves, and that there were black slaves, and that there were like Asians, and I mean, I know that we all had issues, but the fact of the matter is that when it came down to America, us, and the black community, history has showed that we as a nation, not even as a people, but as a nation, basically shunned, harmed, killed, etc. with the black communities. And you could say, well, the Native Americans, they had their lands taken away, etc., etc. But there were many, many people or many, many cultures that had their lands taken away from them that were not in America. And during those times, it was very easy for people to go and plunder lands. At that time, it was socially acceptable. Nowadays, that is not acceptable at all. So that is basically something that wouldn't happen today. But unfortunately, throughout the history and in the present, we're seeing a lot of racism still. We're seeing a lot of fear from both sides of the police officers and the black community. I have never once felt like I could not go to a police officer and say, hey, something's wrong. I never once was stopped by a police officer and felt like my life was in danger, and that is because of my skin tone. I have so many friends that fear for their lives, and I'm just like, hey, why? Like this is back in the day, but I'm like, hey, it's just a cop, like whatever. But just to have that fear from a person that's supposed to protect and serve you, that's terrible. As a citizen, you're supposed to feel safe with these people. In other words, they're supposed to be your hero, not your villain. So my thought on Black Lives Matter movement is that it's needed because we need to make sure that the people that are protecting and serving us is not going to harm someone based on their skin color. And this Black Lives Matter movement is not just for Black lives. It's also for other lives too, if you think about it. Because it starts with a drop and ends in a ripple. Chances are Black Lives Matter is going to shout loud enough for a change, and other people's lives will be affected in the positives. Now I'm going to talk about Blue Lives Matter too, because blue lives, please. Now, I appreciate good cops. I think they're great. We need good cops in our lives. And I feel like whenever a cop is shot or killed, I believe that it's very sad. It is very, very sad. It's just as sad as if a military personnel went overseas and was killed. So, but the thing is that when I see Blue Lives Matter, for years and years and years and years and years, it was every time we turned on the news, we saw like a cop die, and there was like this whole thing where during the funeral service, we would see like it on the news. We would all mourn them, half mast our flags. And believe me when I say, if a cop was shot by a perp, that perp, yeah. It could have been by accident, it could have been on purpose, and no matter what, if the person ran away, they would look heavily on the case. Like they will go ham on that case just because it was one of their brothers in blue or one of their sisters in blue. They would take that case a lot more seriously than if it was a Black person, just a regular Black citizen that was shot and killed. So let me say, Blue Lives Matter all the time. It was like, it's not like we're saying, hey, your lives don't matter. But during history, I mean, y'all were taken care of very nicely. And you can treat any citizen like garbage, and apparently you could keep your job. I don't know about nowadays, because now we got cell phones and we got surveillance cameras, etc., etc. But back in the day, cop would take someone in the back of a store that had no surveillance cameras and beat the person up. I'm not saying opinions. These are facts. These were facts that happened. And allow me to say, just because we did not have cell phones with cameras back in the day, Even if it was like 3 black people saying, hey, that cop killed that guy or beat up that guy, chances are the cop's word is going to be gold and theirs is going to be poop. All I would say is just educate yourself on our history. Like, there were some things that I didn't even know that were just appalling, and it happened within 100 years from today. Like, it's insane. It's not like 300 years, it's not 3,000 years, it's 100 years within. Also, I have a little issue with people saying the N word, even if it's like not the hard ER, like using it as a friendly term. Hey, my, you know, that term is so, ugh. People will call it, yeah, that's a friendly term. But technically speaking, it was made from a word that was just not acceptable. You cannot dress up the devil in something beautiful and then expect him to be good. You know what I mean? Friendly. Both words are evil. Both words are not acceptable, and both words should be taken out of the English language pronto. That word is so ignorant. It's so ignorant, and we all should rise above the ignorancy. So I'm calling out to everybody who watches this video. Hey, share the video, please do. Even if you get a conversation started up about the word, I mean, we should really, really, really be starting to take that word out of our vocabulary. This is not really a reason, but it's probably one of the reasons that people look at the quote unquote ghetto community and think to themselves, you guys are not that great. You guys are so ignorant. You guys are using a word from slave owners or people that were racist, and you tried to make a positive word. It can and never will be a positive word. So again, like I said, let's just try to take it out of our mouths and never use it again. Because I know that we are all smarter than that, stronger than that, and we need to show it. And we do. We really need to show that we're much more than our past. I'm sorry that this video was longer than I expected, or longer than I wanted to make the video. So in short, I am all for Black Lives Matter. I am all for good police officers. I am all for good people. So that means that all lives don't matter to me because, well, I didn't add in the bad people. And I don't believe in Blue Lives Matter because there is no blue person, okay? At the end of the day, when you take off your police officer's uniform, yeah, you're just a regular white person, black person, Asian person, etc., etc. So, yeah. But let me tell you something. This Blue Lives Matter thing is not a thing. I mean, your life matters, and it has been mattering for a very, very long time. And like I said, when it comes down to a police officer, a good police officer that had gotten shot, we make a big deal of it. and I'm not saying that as a bad thing. I really do believe that we should make a big deal about our officers. However, again, like I said, when a cop is shot, the police officers, the police force go ham on the said suspect. So I would like everybody to be safe. I would like all the good cops to be safe. I would like all the bad cops to turn in their badges. If you feel like you cannot do your job as a protect and server, then I feel like you cannot keep your badge. If you cannot stay professional when all other citizens are not professional in the way that they speak to you, I feel like you should not be on the force, because while I'm on my job, I'm supposed to be professional towards you, and while you're on your job, you're supposed to be professional towards me, and that's how everything goes. If you have any comments, questions, comments, concerns, feel free to put it in the comment section below. I would love to hear other opinions that are respectfully given, and I will comment as soon as I can. If you're name calling and being just blatantly disrespectful, I will either delete your comment, or I will just ignore it and then whatever. I'm the type of person that I'm pretty open-minded. So if you give me some facts and if you tell me things that make sense, I will change my mind. I will even make another video telling people that I've changed my mind. I will even state the reasons why I changed my mind. This life is living and learning. And I'm still learning, so. Anyways, thank you for watching. Take care. Bye.